this is a sure thing.
I've heard that nothing is ever a sure thing.
You're right, but if you sell now, you're guaranteed a windfall.
But if I sell, won't people think the company's unstable?
People stop putting avocados on toast because it funds cartels. The entire economy collapses. You can't worry about the fallout. Not when you will have millions to cushion the blow.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I need a bigger cushion.
You don't want the cash? That's great. I got another company looking for investors. I can get you in on the ground floor, take your profit from this sale, and reinvest. Avoid the taxes. This time next year, you'll be able to go into early retirement.
All right. So, how much are we talking here?
It's a little hard to explain. Basically, I assess risk and reward for my clients.
It must be difficult, going from work in the field to being chained to a desk 60 hours a week.
Oh, I'm not chained to my desk. It may seem boring to you, but my job is actually pretty exciting. The people that I work with, the amount of money they trust me with, wielding that kind of power is never boring.
Have you ever abused that power?
I'm just an advisor.
Have any of your clients been hurt by your advice?
Oh, no. They're protected. Their investments are insured. Even when they lose, they win.
What about the companies, the workers?
I'm not responsible for what happens to them. There are too many factors beyond my control. If a guy in Omaha loses his job and kills himself, that's not really my fault, is it?
Did that really happen?
A man in Omaha died.
Because of you?
There's no way to really know why he did it. I'm not God. I don't get to decide who lives or dies. This man could have had suicidal ideations and been in therapy for years. He could have been begging someone just like you for help. Never got it. Until you met someone face to face, there's really no way of knowing what they're capable of. I could speculate on why he did it, but that wouldn't be ethical, would it, Doctor?
Didn't you used to work here?
Hard to believe, right?
You don't strike me as the suit and tie boiler room type.
One of the best.
Of course, because you never do anything small.
I wasted so much time trying to make money.
Only to have it come back and bite you in the ass. We worshipped money and then it tried to kill us.
Yeah, be fair. Money's always driven men to kill.
Maybe we deserve this.
We deserve better than this. We're the phoenix. We rise from the ashes reborn.
You getting philosophical on me?
Not at all. You stare at that logo long enough, you can't help but feel like we're supposed to rise up stronger and better.
Sometimes you have to break down completely before you have the freedom to build something better.
Exactly.
Is your wife okay?
What are you talking about?
Your ring.
Oh, no. I'm not married. I was. Twice, actually. This is just camouflage.
How's a ring like that camo? Looks expensive.
It is, but that's part of it. People see a well-kept, expensive, but simple band on a man's ring finger. They assume certain things about his character.
I don't know about that.
Well, you asked about my wife. You approached me with care and concern, instead of worrying about my other ring.
Huh. I guess.
Never underestimate building people's trust. It'll get you places. This is Agent Aaron Keener, reporting in from DZ-02. The JCF has pulled out and are preparing a retreat from Manhattan. Any agents who are still alive, know that we are on our own. That's fine. We don't need the JTF. We don't even need the division or the government's permission to do what has to be done. We were trained for this, to complete the mission against all odds, to ensure the continuity of government, to save what remains. But what kind of mission is that? The government doesn't care about us. We're expendable, sure, but they have carelessly thrown us aside for no reason. And why should we sacrifice ourselves for a state that doesn't deserve it? We should all take a moment to reflect on that and ask if the mission still stands. Me, I'm not so sure anymore.
It's complete bullshit. They think we're disposable.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Sure you do. Before you were activated, I bet you were one of those assholes with an expensive car, a compound in the Hamptons, and a 2-story apartment overlooking Central Park.
I was never one of those guys. I had a studio in Soho, same place I had when I first moved to New York.
But you were making like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
It wasn't about the money. It was about controlling the people with the money. I could make a billionaire invest in a small company, save a town, and close a competitor that was really a front for a cartel.
God, everything was so fucked up. It was just criminals protecting criminals, and now Now we can see what people are really worth.
Yes, we can.
I used to feel so weak.
Admitting that makes you strong.
You been to therapy?
Just those mandated psych evals.
What a crock of shit, right?
Do you think you're a narcissist?
If I say yes, I'm a narcissist. But I can be rehabilitated. Maybe. If I say no, I'm still a fucking narcissist. You can't win with those people. They twist everything you say.
Well, they never really thought we would be activated.
100%.
If they actually believed it, they would never have cleared someone like Fei Lao.
Or you. Jesus, they have no idea how powerful you are.
I'm not powerful. I'm just a guy who sees the big picture.
Keener, sir, I've made some progress on the network.
I'm listening.
I've got it running in a test environment right now. It's virtually untraceable. Since we're piggybacking off of Isaac's system, he can detect the signal, but it's encrypted until we don't want it to be.
What features are we talking here?
It's full suite. All the benefits without any drawbacks.
And scalability?
In theory, it's unlimited. I'm running some simulations, and it's already well beyond our current needs. And we can push out the update from a single device.
That's genius, Theo.
I don't know about all that.
Don't sell yourself so short. You've built an amazing tool for us with incredibly limited resources.
If you like that, you should see what else I got cooking up.
Yeah, I wish I had the time, but you keep working. I look forward to seeing how this progresses.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have kids?
No, never interested in me.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Now I'm not so sure anymore. My sister married some Mountie she met in Alberta. They got 3 kids in this little house near Forest. I used to think her life was so small. But they should be pretty safe up there. Plus, she's got a legacy to leave behind.
Children make terrible legacies. They never live up to your expectations. You have to leave your own mark on the world.
Not everyone can have an impact on history.
Rightly so. Most people follow. Few people lead.
I can tell which category you think you fall into.
We can't ask everyone to worry about the big questions. And not everyone will even get the chance to make a difference. Those of us who do, we turn the tides. We change the world. That's a legacy. Anything less is just a drop in the ocean.
We need to go now. Is our extraction set?
I got a boat waiting for you and your team in Jamaica Bay.
Are you sure you can't take the lead on this mission?
Your team is perfect. You work well together, and I know I can trust you to handle things in Washington.
Really wish you were coming with us.
I can't leave New York now. There's too much at stake. Besides, my team doesn't really play well with others.
That's fair. Still, we could use more bodies. Just in case things go sideways.
Don't worry. I won't let you go without backup. Conley's left you a present. You're gonna like it. Just don't forget to feed them.
Boss says the situation is legit.
Then it's legit, but that don't mean any of this is doable.
These are some very powerful individuals, apparently. Capable of pulling strings on folks that don't even realize they're puppets.
Pretty much guarantees a double cross, then. Guys like us are a loose end for people who don't want loose ends.
Our boss has some thoughts about that. Thinks we'll have sufficient leverage to come out okay. I think he's envisioning us as the Praetorian Guard of the new dynasty.
Well, he's ambitious, I'll give him that.
Don't forget, we have ridiculous firepower.
That does tip the scales a bit.
Raptor Base, this is Raptor 2-7. Keep your hands on your goddamn head!
2-7, this is Raptor Base. Go ahead.
We intercepted some individuals that claim to be from the theater settlement.
Understood, 2-7. They sound a little unruly.
They're a bit feisty, that's for sure. What should we do with them?
Depends how much paperwork you want to do.
As little as possible?
Then it's best they never existed.
I see your point. Probably even better if we don't discharge our firearms.
You catch on fast, 2-7.
How's Bonnie fitting in? The others think he's a rabid fucking weasel. They aren't wrong. Yeah, well, you need to make it work. It'll work just fine. I ain't yet met a Bronco I can't break. How soon will the unit be ready to deploy then? It depends on the assignment. We could be ready tomorrow if we're just cracking heads. But more complicated targets will require custom training.
Look, nothing fancy for now, but there's a lot of groundwork to lay. Obstacles to be knocked down.
Knocking shit down is my specialty.
Yeah, I know it is, Bar, but you be ready to move out in a week, and no fuck-ups.
You have my personal guarantee.
He's left-handed. Huh? He would have held the pistol in his left hand.
big fucking deal. You think anyone's going to notice?
I think we had best not take chances unless we want to face the consequences.
Whatever.
Wipe the grip and do the job properly.
Fine.
There. You happy? Of course not. This situation is completely fucked.
Oh, Mendes wasn't going to unfuck it. That's for damn sure.
Can't dispute that.
We have to assume there were no survivors.
So what does that mean for us?
A new plan and a new enemy.
Division?
Bingo.
Then we need to do something about their advantages.
That's the new plan.
Where are we supposed to get that kind of intel?
We already have it. I got a list of key targets right here.
We're seriously going after the division?
We are seriously going after them, and we are going after them seriously. We are gonna gag them, blind them, kick them in the nuts, and steal their lunch money.
This is gonna be fun. We finally agree on something.
In a stand-up fight, a couple of division agents ain't nothing to worry about. The problem is getting them in a stand-up fight. They're crafty fuckers.
They've got a vulnerability, same one anybody has when they're trying to protect something.
There are also traitors among them that we can use to our advantage.
The first step is to cripple their network. That'll expose them, make them weak. Then, we start picking them off.
Our primary task is to reclaim the capital from the hostile forces that presently control it. These include operatives of the Strategic Homeland Division, now considered a rogue agency that must be brought to heel. Civilian militias and remnants of the three dominant factions active within the area of operations must disarm and submit to the rule of law, or they will be classified as insurgent groups and dealt with accordingly. We have seen little evidence that anyone in this shithole of a city intends to play nice. So I advise that you shoot first and shoot last. It is notoriously easier to negotiate.
What is this thing, exactly?
It's a medication that cures viral sicknesses, in the way the antibiotics cure bacterial sicknesses.
Probably would have been pretty useful 7 or 8 months ago.
Yeah, there were a couple different broad-spectrum drugs in clinical trials at the time, but mass production was out of the question, even if they'd been fast-tracked.
So where did this one come from?
Facility in Ann Arbor. We're chasing that down separately. Now, your task is to recover those doses that were shipped to D.C.
What are we gonna do with them?
God damn it, use your imagination, Bar. Who's not gonna sell their soul for a miracle cure?
Hyenas?
That's what they call themselves. Don't ask me.
Huh.
They're essentially an alliance of gangs led by a council of representatives from the toughest subgroups.
Federation of assholes.
Pretty much.
What about the True Sons?
Former JTF commander went bad. Started his own private army. They've been the dominant group in D.C. for a while, when it comes to territory and firepower.
And the outcasts?
Crazies.
That's very incisive, Brenner.
They survived a forced quarantine. Got fucked over pretty bad. They're pissed about it. Now they're on the rampage. Typical terror-style tactics, mostly. Dabbling in biological warfare.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
Like I said, crazies.
Well, they're all the division's problem for the time being, but, maybe we can destabilize the situation a bit?
Hyenas are probably the best bet. Feed them some material support, they'll be a thorn in everybody's side, and they aren't organized enough to present a serious problem in the long term.
Good recommendation, Eli. I'll talk to the boss.
Situation's changed. I need you to back off the division.
Back off how far?
All the way.
That's pretty fucking far.
Look, you got a problem with that, Bar?
Well, hell no, boss. I'm just surprised is all. It's not like you to call off a hunt.
Look, you know how it goes in this business. Today's enemies are tomorrow's friends. If there's a way we can all come out of this as teammates, so much the better.
You really think the division is gonna play ball?
Doesn't seem unreasonable to expect them to keep doing their fucking jobs.
That's not answering the question.
You know how it goes in this business.
Did you see the report?
I saw it.
Then you understand why this op is a top priority.
Yeah, I'm on it.
We can't afford another shit show.
I said I'm on it.
As soon as the division gets wind of this,
I'll handle it. Once the hovercraft arrives, I'll assume command and will extract it ASAP. Many of you may not know me, but over the next month or so, you will.
You may have heard rumors about what happened to the Tidal Basin team. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Wyvern went off the reservation and cost the entire operation. We're not that team, though. We're gonna get this done, and get it done right. You! Listen up! We're en route to the Pentagon! Our orders are to get in, secure a bioreactor, and remain there to haul out anything that might be useful. I know this might seem like looting to some of you, but orders are orders. And there's a bigger picture here. I need that drill up and running. Status on the airlift.
Lowering the supports into place now.
That drill going to be big enough to pull out the bioreactor?
Yeah, and if it's not, you know I'm not opposed to using explosives.
No, Figs. I don't need you breaking what we came for just because you love to blow shit up.
Pentagon systems are giving our techs hell.
Are you going to keep giving me excuses?
No excuses, just information. It's slow going, brute forcing our way through everything in our path.
Cut the bullshit. Best estimate.
15, 20 hours.
Make it 12. I want access to that reactor by morning. ETA on getting the drill hoists in position.
2 hours at the top end.
Roger that. I want the drill up and running in the next 10 hours, and I want to be pulling shit out in the next 24. We're on a timetable. Move it.
Sir, yes, sir.
Status report.
We made it to the biolab. The project equipment looks undisturbed since the evac.
Bioreactor?
Accounted for. Looks like they finished it. No antivirals to use, though.
We knew that. We'll have to find a way to get back the ones Wyvern lost. Holy shit, I can't believe they left all these behind.
Are these our drones?
The military's. Though that's a bit reductionist. Reality is that our benefactors supply a lot of organizations.
Well, ain't that some shit?
Yep. Stay on the winning side. Decide with the best tools.
Hot damn! Look at me, everyone. I'm a division agent.
Put that shit down. I don't need you accidentally activating a failsafe on a seeker mine and blowing us all up.
Can that really happen?
Fuck if I know. Do I look like division to you?
Got something for you. From the blueprints we pulled from the servers.
What do you have?
Looks like there's a whole series of maintenance tunnels that run underneath the building. But better than that, looks like there's some kind of connection that runs all the way out to the helipad.
No shit. I guess that's our plan B.
Sir, civilians are not permitted beyond this point.
I'm trying to find my wife. She was assigned here.
Then I'm sorry. This is a quarantine zone.
She's a nurse, not a patient.
All personnel are required to remain inside the perimeter until further notice.
You can't keep people locked up in there.
The staff were fully briefed on the situation.
The hell they were. She left for work 3 days ago, expecting to be home that evening.
Look, you can leave your name and I'll try to get word to her.
It's Hayes. Henry Hayes.
Hayes. Got it. Now go home, Mr. Hayes. It's not safe to be running around out here.
We're screwed. Any way you look at it, absolutely screwed.
Come on, Henry. We'll figure it out.
How, huh? We're running out of food. It's been weeks since the last supply drop. I don't think any more are coming.
We're not going to starve.
A heaping plate of wishful thinking isn't gonna cut it. Our crops aren't coming along fast enough or well enough.
Have you been out there lately? The city is a buffet of wild game. There's more raccoons hanging out on K Street than there used to be lobbyists.
It doesn't do us any good if we're on lockdown in here. Those fucking outcasts are hell-bent on wiping us off the map.
Henry, we're going to pull through. We can eat grasshoppers and kudzu if we have to. This ain't Jamestown. We're not gonna end up as cannibals.
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. I just lost perspective there for a minute.
You've got a heavy load, that's for sure. But you got us this far. I'm with you all the way.
Let's get the unhappy business out of the way. We're making some changes. I doubt you're gonna like them, but we have two choices. Pull together and work hard, or die. First off, from now on, everybody works. Everybody. You don't find a way to pitch in, you're out on your own. It's not fair for the people who work the hardest and risk the most to support folks that sit by.
Obviously, exceptions will be made for the injured and infirm, and we're not gonna have kids working in coal mines, but anybody can contribute by doing simple chores. It's mostly luck that got us this far. If we're gonna survive, it's gonna take sacrifice and the hardest work we've ever done. Anybody who isn't willing to do their share can't stay here. It's as simple as that. It's asking too much of them.
You think there's any other choice?
This isn't sustainable. I'm pushing them too hard.
Everybody understands the situation, Henry. It sucks, but nobody questions that it's necessary.
Well, then maybe it's asking too much of me.
Again, what choice is there?
See if you can get in touch with Kelso.
You really think the division is gonna ride to our rescue?
All I know is we aren't likely to get help if we don't ask for it.
What the hell is that? I'm not eating it.
Suit yourself.
What is it?
Stew.
No fucking shit.
What do you want to hear? It's beef bourguignon, just with some substitutions.
I'm asking a serious question.
Look, either eat the fucking stew or don't eat the fucking stew. If you want to be a big boy, try it and see if you like the taste. Then if you really, really want to know what's in it, I'll tell you.
I don't know what to do.
You already did all you could.
He just slipped away. 1 second he was there looking at me, and then he wasn't.
I'm sure it made it better for him, having you there. It's gonna be hard for a time. Real hard. You're gonna keep playing it back in your head. You've got to try not to.
How do I stop it?
Don't give in to it. Think about something else. Anything else.
I've tried.
You just have to persist. It's a pit you don't want to get stuck in, because it's hard to get out of. You've got to find a way to float above it.
I don't know if I can.
You can. I know you can. Look, I know you're scared. We all are. We've all lost more than we ever thought we could bear, but there is plenty more to lose. And that's exactly why this place matters. On our own, none of us can do much about any of this. We'd just get swept away. But together, we have a chance. What we have here is security, shelter, companionship. Supplies enough to give us a chance to become self-sustaining. That's more than a lot of people were given. I can promise you one thing. I'm not giving up. Ever.
String beans, cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, corn.
Do we have space for corn?
A few rows won't be a problem, and corn is great for companion planting.
I'll take your word for it. What else?
Zucchini. Basically any variety of squash we have seeds for.
I thought squash was a winter vegetable.
The difference between summer and winter squash is mainly how mature the fruit should be when you harvest it.
You learn something every day.
Oh, don't forget melons.
Who could forget melons?
We had an agreement. You go your way and we go ours.
It ain't that easy. You don't get to just walk away.
Is that you talking or the Colonel?
It's General Ridgway now.
Look, you guys can go do your thing and we won't lift a finger to stop you. But we're done being part of it. We're going to stay right here in this castle and make our own way, and you'd best be okay with that.
I'm not sure the General will be.
Well, he knows where to find us. Look, I am not trying to drive us into a shooting war with the True Sons.
Then what are you doing?
Trying to maintain our independence. Or would you rather go back to serving under General Ridgway?
No, none of us want that, but there's no reason to deliberately provoke Ridgway's people.
I have to push back. Strength is the only language they understand. If we show weakness, we're dead. I'm sorry, these terms are unacceptable.
What's the problem?
The problem is that you've got us paying tribute. That's the problem.
Seems pretty straightforward to me. We need food, you need protection.
Protection from who, exactly?
You think on this offer, and you think on it hard, because the next one isn't going to be nearly as generous.
What do you think they're doing over there?
If we're lucky, nothing. If we're unlucky, they're getting ready to march up to our front door.
Maybe we should have taken the offer.
We left for a reason. We take that deal, we get sucked right back into Ridgeway's crazy. This was the only play.
Doesn't mean it won't get us killed.
Then we go down swinging.
Ridge. How's Mac?
Surviving. Acting like a farmer and a foster mom to all of Long Island.
Well, she would be a great mother.
Not the one that got away, Keener.
You sure about that?
Have I ever lied to you?
Not that I know of, but you are an impeccable liar.
Takes one to know one.
And this is why we are friends.
I thought you only loved me for my money and access to Mac.
I love you because you keep me honest.
Oh, God. Thank you. I needed that. Mac is fine. You don't need to worry about her. Nat would never let anything happen to her special project. This is a bad idea.
Theo's request.
You cannot make his pregnant girlfriend the social director of the settlement.
He wants to keep her safe.
Then move her to Hoskins Farm. You can't keep her safe at Ground Zero.
It's not ground zero.
As far as Cal is concerned, anywhere you are is Ground Zero.
He should have thought about that before he sent his hunters after me and my crew.
Man, you used to be friends.
We used to agree on what the world should look like.
You want the same thing, power. You just disagree on who should have it.
Isn't that every war in history?
Sure, but it's also just another pointless war where everyone sacrifices themselves for some random asshole pulling the strings from the safety of their bunker.
I can't really leave the bunker if I'm supposed to be dead.
You really didn't think this part through, did you?
As soon as Faye gets access to Ellis, we can move on to stage 2, and I can come out of hiding.
Keener, is Sarah okay?
Yes?
You don't sound so sure.
Her husband died. Her daughter died. I can't really expect her to be okay.
Are you okay?
Honestly, no.
Fireman thing?
No.
It wasn't your fault.
If we were here, maybe we could have saved them.
But you weren't. And it worked. We got Faye. We got the Rogue Network online. We have Schaefer on side. Your plan is working, and none of that would have happened if you didn't leave.
I know. You can't change the past. You can only hope to atone for the sins and build a better tomorrow.
Please tell me you didn't find religion.
Oh, God, no. Of course not. Just, the Morettis, they were the first people I truly saved. And I let them down. And Sarah, she just reminds me so much of Mac and my first wife. And my second wife.
You definitely have a type.
It's just seeing their family. It was like they were the family that I could have had. Yeah, that little girl, she's so smart and beautiful, and the world is a little bit darker without her in it. Yeah, Sarah, she says she's fine, but parents aren't supposed to outlive their children, and none of us know how to help her. None of us have kids. Yeah, not yet, at least. So it's just hollow platitudes and distractions with work. Birdie?
Bad idea.
She's brilliant.
Yeah, and she has no filter, has an asshole adopted brother. Nat loves her and would never lose tabs on her. Manny has her at the castle, but it's only a matter of time before Nat takes her back.
Fair enough. So, no Birdie and no Vic.
Fuck Vic. That guy's such a dick.
Hello. Aaron Keener here. You might remember who I am, you might not. Either way, it doesn't matter, as I'm more important to the current scenario than you are. I've got the virus printer old Amherst used to create the green poison, and I've got Vitaly Chernenko, who just happens to know how to use it. So chase me if you dare, but think about what might happen if you get too close. No promises, but I do value my freedom more than I value your life. I'll bet you're wondering why I haven't come calling to your neck of the woods. I expected more patience out of you. Are you really that eager for a chance to join up with me? Or do you just want to know what I'm going to do next in the hope you can do something about it? Here's a hint. You can't. Don't ever think you can outsmart me. Accept that and you'll live longer. They say home is where the heart is. And they also accuse me of being heartless, which I guess means I'm homeless. Either that or they are full of shit, which I consider to be much more likely. Still, New York, why come back? I honestly don't know. Maybe because it's the heart of it all, where this brave new world of ours got started, and I want to stay close to the center of things. Maybe I got tired of seeing the same crap everywhere else I went. There is nothing majestic about the aftermath in some bedroom community in North Jersey. New York, on the other hand, well, there's still something magic about it even in the middle of all this. It's enough to keep you coming back. I wonder what I'm gonna do with my friend Vitali. I can't keep dragging him with me everywhere, but I need that little touch of expertise he brings to really use the virus printed to its full potential. Assuming, of course, that I'm going to use it, which is no sure thing. Don't get ahead of yourself when you're trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next. It'll only get you in trouble. Now, where was I? Right, Vitali. He's behaving himself, mostly. He tried to escape once. I explained to him why that was a bad idea. Now he does what I tell him to, which is really much safer for everyone. For certain values of safe, anyway. In a way, it's a shame the quarantine isn't still up on Manhattan. It would have been a challenge for a minute or two trying to sneak back in. But it was all gone. The boats, the barricades, everything. Hard to blame the boys for giving up when everyone else had given up on them. Killing is easy. Notice I didn't say killing people is easy. If you think of them as people, it suddenly gets that much harder. But if you simply look at the balance sheet, how much of an obstacle someone is or how much benefit there is in letting them keep breathing a while longer, then it becomes simple math. And simple math is simple to do. It's almost as easy as putting 2 bullets center mass and a third one in the head. I understand people are afraid I'm gonna print up another virus with the help of my friend Vitali and turn it loose. What would I call it? Greener poison? The ruble flu? That's an interesting exercise. The question you have to ask yourself is, what's in it for me? Do I get more out of giving one more shove to a world teetering on the brink of collapse than I do from letting some of the systems try to reset? Or do I stir the pot to ensure maximum chaos? You think you can guess what I'm gonna do from that? Good luck. Because maybe, just maybe, I haven't decided on my next move yet. Or maybe I have, and this is all a smokescreen designed to get you running in circles. Someday you'll get to ask me yourself. That is, if you don't make me kill you first. You might be wondering why I'm leaving these. Perhaps it's a deep-seated need for confession. Then again, maybe not. I haven't done anything I'm not proud of, and I have no need to seek absolution from anyone, least of all you. Maybe I'm bored. It's hard being one step ahead of everyone else, and this is my way of giving you a little bit of a helping hand to make things more challenging. Of course, that's the sort of thing made-up villains do. Nah, I'm perfectly happy to maximize my advantage. Or maybe I just want to get you spinning in circles. Now check for yourself. Are there subtle contradictions in what I've told you? Is it hard to figure out what I'm trying to tell you? Maybe that's the point. Then again, maybe it isn't. Vivian, if you want your family to get justice, we need to work together.
The cleaners don't trust outsiders.
They trust you.
I'm not an outsider.
I just want to help.
They'll want to know where their intel is coming from.
You're an agent. They know how resourceful you can be. And if they keep pushing, just tell them it was Kajika.
Okay. When can you get it to me?
Tomorrow. Just tell me where and when to meet you. Are you finished?
Yes.
Great. So, we need to talk about your next project.
Please, Mr. Keener. The results of the latest experiments are violent enough. Please don't make me create something like that again.
Oh, no, Vitali. You misunderstand me.
Are you going to kill me?
Vitali, of course not. I'm letting you go.
You are?
I found a group that will keep you safe. Now, you've really done exceptional work, and people are starting to take notice.
Who are these people?
Black Tusk. You'll like them. They're a very elite group and professional. They'll keep you busy.
So what's the deal here? You just going to give us Chernenko?
Yes.
And what do you want in return?
I've got something in mind. Don't worry, it's a reasonable trade. I'll send you the details.
From what I've heard about you, you don't strike me as reasonable.
You can't believe everything you hear, Dolores.
Jones. We're not on a first-name basis. You're not my friend, Kina.
You're a tough cookie, Jones. I respect that.
The latest version is more potent, and the time from exposure to termination has been cut in half. Average time of death after exposure on the last batch was 5 minutes and 24 seconds. Results are promising. Kinner will be pleased. This is not me. This is not who I wanted to be. I wanted to help people. To cure cancer with viruses, not weaponize them. But Kinner? He forces me to use my research to... I wish I was brave enough to take my own life, but... I can't. I'm a coward. It would be so easy to just drop a vial on the ground and let it take me. But I can't. If I get it down to 1 minute, then I think I wouldn't be afraid anymore. I could handle that pain for a minute, but not for 5. Okay, back to work. I don't know why he is forcing me to make this. I don't know if I want to know. Kinner never does anything by chance. There is always a purpose. At least one. Sometimes 10, for everything he does. I don't want to speculate because it's too dark. Knowing the things he's done, and the things this new virus can do. But if we're lucky, he will use this on himself. And this is all just an elaborate way to get me to kill him in a very dramatic fashion. I don't know how anyone could live with themselves after the things he's done. I don't know how to live with myself. I didn't know what I was doing when I was working with Amherst. That work was about science, not the application. I didn't see the applications, but now, with Kinner's virus, I see too many, and all of them terrify me.
You know where I stand, Keener.
I do, Vivian. This is important to you. We need to get justice for your family.
You know where he is?
I do.
You're positive?
Last Man Battalion had him. Black Tusk showed up, and they were more than happy to switch sides. Chernenko's been in their custody the whole time.
That Russian motherfucker is gonna pay for what he did.
You have to be smart about it. I'll clear the boardwalk, then your team will be clear to strike.
All right. Black Tusk won't know what hit him. We're set. 1600. Meet at the ferry terminal.
Fuck yeah. I can't believe you found that fucker.
Good to have friends on the inside.
We ever gonna meet this insider?
Cut the chatter.
Sorry, ma'am.
All right. Who's ready to collect Chernenko's ashes? He's not infected, is he?
Why would he be infected?
You play in the dirt, you tend to get dirty. A virologist without a proper lab? I expect him to have a virus.
He's clean. But if you're worried about it, just put him in quarantine.
You really ain't making it easier to trust you.
I'm sure you've got resources at your disposal. Stick him in a box and have your medics give him a once-over. You'll see. He's healthy as anyone can be in this situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kinner. I don't know what happened.
It's okay. We can try again.
I don't have any more of the viral samples. They were destroyed in the experiment.
That's fine. You don't keep all your eggs in one basket. I get more.
You have more of the virus?
Of course, Vitali. I get you whatever you need. Just stay focused on your work and try to stay calm. You make silly mistakes when you're stressed. I wouldn't want you to hurt yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Kinner.
Sleep well. I'll get you another sample. I'll see you in the morning.
Good night, Mr. Kinner.
Inventory. Play mode. Breakdance. Play mode. So it's juggling.